Hello students, welcome to today's class. In the previous chapter Force and Types of Force, we see what is force, effects of force and types of force. In today's class we will see the next chapter, Work and Energy. At the end of this topic, you will be able to understand. In the previous chapter, we see force is a push or a pull which tries to change or changes the state of rest of a body. In the first example, you can see a boy is pushing the car. It means the boy is trying to change the state of rest of the car. In the second example, a girl is pulling her trolley bag. It means she is actually changing the state of motion of the trolley bag every time. We see that as the girl pulls the trolley bag, the position of the trolley bag changes every time. From this, we can say that the trolley bag is displaced. From this we will define work. When an object is displaced by applying a force on it, work is said to be done. Suppose, Ria has two boxes, loaded with 20 and 30 books respectively. She wants to place these boxes into another room, so she tied the strings to the boxes and pulled them one by one from a certain distance of 2 meters along a straight line. After which box she feels more work was done. We know that to pull, push and lift the greater weights, we apply greater force. Here, we see that Ria applied more force when she pulled the box with 30 books for the same displacement. From this, we can say that more work is done for the same displacement when more force is applied to perform the work. And if the same force is applied for more displacement, more work is done by the force. Now, we will see how work and energy are related to each other. Suppose, Ram and his friend Raghu both are practicing for a marathon race on the playground. Raghu completes 20 rounds of the playground, and Ram completes 25 rounds. What do you think? Who does the more work? Here, we see Ram completes 25 rounds of the playground. It means he covers more distance than Raghu. Also, to complete 5 extra rounds, Ram used more energy than Raghu. Hence, we can say that Ram does more work than Raghu. From this, we can also define energy. The capacity to do work is called energy. We see the capacity to do work is called energy. But, do we use only one form of energy for every work? No. For every work we use a different form of energy. So let's see what are the different forms of energy. The first form of energy is mechanical energy. The energy used for doing mechanical work is called mechanical energy. For example, jumping from the hurdle while running is an example of mechanical energy. The mechanical energy is of two types, one is potential energy and second is kinetic energy. Let's see one by one what is potential energy and kinetic energy. Potential energy, suppose a bucket is lying on the ground. It has no energy, so it cannot do any work. But what happens if we lift the bucket to a certain height and placed it on a wall? Can the bucket do work? The answer is yes. When we lift the bucket from the ground by applying the force, displacement of the bucket takes place. As a result, the bucket does the work and energy is stored in the form of potential energy. From this, we can define potential energy. The energy which is stored in an object due to a specific state or position of that object is called potential energy. Suppose two balls red and green are placed on the table. The red ball is at the center of the table and the green ball is at one side of the table. What happens if we push the green ball so that it hits the red ball? From where did the green ball get the energy to set the red ball in motion? When we apply a pushing force on the green ball, we give energy to it and set it in the motion. When the green ball hits the red ball, it transfers its energy to the red ball. As a result, the red ball also sets in the motion. From this we can define kinetic energy. The energy obtained from motion is called kinetic energy. In winter, when we feel cold, we sit near the fire or in the sunlight. Also, in the kitchen, your mother cooks food on gas or stove. If you observe all these processes, you can see we require heat energy for various purposes in daily life. But where from we get the heat? The earth receives heat in proper quantities from the sun. Or we get the heat by burning fuel like LPG gas, petrol, wood, etc. Now, we will see light energy. We know plant produces their food in the sunlight. It means that plants convert light energy into energy in food. And the animals use the plant leaves as food and get the energy to perform their work. From this, we can say that light is a form of energy. Now, we will see sound energy. Do you know how do we hear each other while talking? We can hear each other with the help of sound energy. Where we use sound energy? We use sound energy while listening to the radio and watching television. From this, we can say that sound is a form of energy. Now we will see chemical energy. Do you know how do we get energy for our body? Our body gets chemical energy through food. Also petrol, gas, wood and coal, all of them have chemical energy into them. Chemical energy exists in the cars, torchlights and in the radio batteries, which gives us electrical energy or sound energy. From this, we define chemical energy. The energy obtained through chemical action is called chemical energy. Here are some appliances which we use in our daily life like the fan, lamp, mixer, TV, radio, fridge, washing machine, clothes iron. Can you tell in which form is the energy supplied to them to make them work? A very well-known and necessary form of energy is electrical energy. Lamps, a fan and all the other appliances are run by electricity. These appliances convert electrical energy into light energy, sound energy, mechanical energy and heat energy. This energy can be transmitted from one place to another with the help of a wire. Note these important points, which we covered in our last class. When an object is displaced by applying a force on it, work is said to be done. The capacity to do work is called energy. The energy used for doing mechanical work is called mechanical energy. There are two types of mechanical energy, potential energy and kinetic energy. The energy which is stored in an object due to a specific state or position of that object is called potential energy. The energy obtained from motion is called kinetic energy. Sun is the natural source of heat energy and light energy. The energy obtained through chemical action is called chemical energy. Now we will start our next topic, transformation of energy. We know that energy exists in different forms in nature. Do you know how does the weightlifter in the picture lifts the weight? We know everyone gets the energy from the food. The food energy of weightlifter turns into chemical energy. When he is trying to lift the weight, the stored chemical energy converts into kinetic energy. After that, when he gradually lifts the weight over his head, the kinetic energy is converted into potential energy. Now we see some other examples of transformation of energy in our daily life. The first example is when we use hot iron in order to iron our dress. In this case, electrical energy is converted into thermal energy, and thermal energy is turned into mechanical energy. The second example is when we switched on the fan. Electrical energy is converted into kinetic energy due to which the blades of the fan rotate. Now we will see the next topic, energy resources. In the previous topics we learned, we get the energy from various resources. But do these resources are of the same type? No, we use different forms of energy for different work. So let's see how energy resources are classified. The energy resources are of two types: conventional energy resources or non-renewable energy resources, and non-conventional energy resources or renewable energy resources. Let's see both the energy resources one by one. First we see what is meant by conventional or non-renewable energy resources. The energy resources which we cannot use after using it once are called conventional or non-renewable energy resources. For example, coal, wood and fossil fuels such as petrol, diesel and natural gas. Now we see what is meant by non-conventional or renewable energy resources. The energy resources which are inexhaustible, continuous and can be used in various forms again and again are called non-conventional or renewable energy resources. Let's see what are the non-conventional or renewable energy resources. Let's see the first renewable source of energy, which is solar energy. Before all else, we will see what is solar energy. The energy obtained from the sun is called solar energy. But where we use this energy? You might have seen that the water heater on the terrace of your house. What do you think? How does the water heat up in the heater? This solar energy reaches on the earth in the form of heat. When sun rays fall on the absorber sheet of the heater, the cold water in the tank heats up. This is how the water heats up in the solar water heater. Nowadays, a variety of devices are developed for making use of solar energy. Now let's make a list of other devices which we use. To prepare the food, we use a solar cooker. For drying the grains, we use a solar dryer. We use solar street lamps along the sides of the road. A large number of solar cells are used to generate electricity in solar electric power plants, which convert solar energy into electrical energy. These are all the devices which we use. Let's see the second renewable source of energy, which is wind energy. Before all else, we will see what is wind energy. The energy which is obtained from the motion of the wind is called wind energy. Now we will see the uses of wind energy. Electricity is generated by means of windmills using strong wind. A windmill is also used for drawing water from a well. These are some of the uses of wind energy. Let's see the third renewable source of energy, which is tidal energy. Before all else, we will see what is tidal energy. The energy obtained from the rise and fall of tides is called tidal energy. A wall is constructed at a narrow region of a creek. Due to waves generated by high and low tides, the turbine of the generator fitted in the wall starts rotating, and electricity is generated. Let's see the fourth renewable source of energy, which is hydroelectric or tidal power. Now we will see what is hydroelectric or tidal power. When the water stored in a dam at a height is brought down through a tunnel, and the turbines of the generator are rotated to produce electricity is called hydroelectric or tidal power. The place where electricity is generated in this way is called a hydroelectric or tidal power plant. Some of these power plants are: the Koyna project in Maharashtra is a well-known tidal project, and the Bhakra Dam on Satluj River in Punjab, etc. Let's see the fifth renewable source of energy, which is ocean energy. We see that the energy obtained from the rise and fall of tides is called tidal energy. We have seen that the tidal energy is generated in a region of creek or dam. Now we will see ocean energy. While sea waves move forward in a certain direction, the water moves up and down regularly at a position. This too can be used to generate electricity. Let's see the sixth renewable source of energy, which is atomic energy. Before learning what is atomic energy, first we will see what is fission. Suppose you have one chocolate bar. If you break it into two or more parts, then this we called the fission of the chocolate. In the similar manner, the nucleus of heavy elements such as uranium or thorium splits into two or more nuclei. Nuclei means more than one nucleus. This process is called nuclear fission. During this process, heat is liberated. This liberated heat is used to generate electricity. The advantage of this energy is, the serious crisis of electricity shortage can be eased by generating electricity. In the next video, we will see revision and exercise of this chapter. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe.